Alrighty then. I've been playing zombies and only zombies since this game came out. So I figured let me just try multiplayer. And since I'm gonna try it, I might as well just record it. No, just to be clear, I played multiplayer in a bunch of other different games, but I never actually played it in this for this game. So every mode is going to be a little bit different. But if you learn how to play multiplayer decently well in one Call of Duty, I believe you can play it somewhat decent in other ones. Now, I'm just going to base on everything that I've learned from multiplayer Cold War and apply it to this. Now, okay. Well, maybe I should start with the AK-47. And I don't see no AK-47. I remember playing with the AK-74U, but the Farah is my favorite gun in Cold War. Trying to think. Well, I never had a big problem with the XM4, so I could try that. No, this has similarities to me to the AK-47, so I'm just gonna go with that. I don't know what has attachments on it though, because I played this in zombies, but I never really played this in multiplayer, so I guess the same similar outlet is gonna come up. So, but before I set up that, let me look at my every multiplayer that I've played so far, which is 3 of them. Maybe 4 of them, I lost count, but I think you should always start with your wild card. Your wild card can determine, you know, which way you're gonna play. And I like perk greed. Usually that gives you an opportunity to have more perks. And this one, let me make sure I'm reading this right. I had 3 perks before, and now I still got 3 perks. At least it's 2 in each perk slot. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm gonna go with Ninja. Why can't I just take them off and just start off with which ones I want? Why can't I take this one off though? What is this though? Take less fall damage. That's fine, but I don't really want this though. I feel like I'm being forced to use a perk that I don't want. How do I take this one off? It's like no matter what, I gotta use that one. I really don't like engineer. So basically, so far, in Cold War, you just hit the square button and you can just take it off. It's gotta be the way to take it off. Oh, wait a minute. In this slide application, I can only put one. Tracker, no. For the, with the shadow. Undetected by traps and mines. Reduce. See, the thing is, when I first got into Cold War, multiplayer, I mainly jumped in there just to unlock certain weapons that I can use in zombies. But once I really started to learn how to get better at it, I gotta do something about this music, this audio. It's way too loud. Okay. Alright, now I can think. I'm trying to figure out what perks to put on. All I hear is I mean, the music is cool and all, but chill. Alright, double time. Yeah, like I was trying to say though, I try to so perk greed just gives you one extra perk. I don't even know if I want perk greed in this particular one, if it only gives you one extra one. I would rather have a second primary weapon. So at least now I got 3 perks that I can work with. Alright, so okay, so now, the perks. So now the perks for perks for slot 2. Assassin, you're going after the person with the highest kills. I already know that. Melee and flat. Oh, I get some of my health back if I melee somebody. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of meleeing. Engineer. What is engineer? Oh, something with the mini map. That's fine. Let me see. See the footprints. Yeah, that's right. Fort Intel and then Shadow. Immune to traps and mines. That's the one I care about the most. spread much faster. Give me extra points towards my score streak. That one I think I like the most, but let me keep looking. These are the ones that I like so far, but now let me see what the difference is when I put on perk greed, because perk greed looks like it's been downsized because you only get one extra perk now. Let me see. An extra perk. So it is 4 now instead of 6. Okay. And perk greed. Okay, I guess this one. But can't I pick and choose? Oh, okay, I get it now. I was trying to figure it out, but I finally get it. I get it, sort of. Okay. At least the extra perk that I can put on, it can come from any category, from basically the perk section here, perk grease section, covers everything. So I can pick whatever extra perk I want, regardless of where it's at. Well, the perk greed from Cold War gave you 2 extra perk. This one gives you 1 extra perk. But I guess the trade-off is I can actually pick from whatever category I want. Let me start with 1 again. 1. Tracker. Shadow. Okay. Flight jacket. I want the task mask, so I go to greed. Let me see, what color is it? Green. Let's go to the green section. And So I can look for task mask. I get it now. I couldn't think with all of that. Flat agate. So, for this is like for slot 1. Task mask. Shadow. Quartermaster. And what is this? So, now that I got the perks out of the way, I mean, it's kind of weird, but when I'm building myself up in multiplayer, I actually like to start from the bottom and work my way up. So now, stem shot. I'm gonna go with the stem shot. Syntax grenades. I kind of like the combat that Axe 2, but it works for me sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. Now, field upgrade. I'm gonna do some research and figure out what's good, because one thing that I've learned in zombies, there's like field upgrades that I've used that works in some Call of Duties, but I would never use them in another one because the game plays a little bit different. But I'm gonna work on my skills and knowledge and use the trophy system, and that's the one that I use in Cold War the most. This is actually my same setup for Cold War. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be changing it, but this is what I like so far. So now, my main weapon is more important than my secondary weapon. And now I have a knife. I'm not even used to having a knife, but that'll be cool. So anyway, I'm going to start with this, then work on this, and then check this out. So, the AK-74 kind of reminds me of the AK-47, so I'm going to start with this. So now, I'm going to assume that I can only work with 5 perks. Yeah, 5 slots, so that's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to go with the muzzle. Well, let me see. It's messing with my aim down sight and my walking movement speed, but it's not working with my recoil though. And it's I'm off the radar a little bit, but the thing is, it's not messing with my recoil though. I'm surprised. And it's not making the gun weaker. But I'm guessing that this gun probably has a recoil control problem, and this is not helping me with my recoil. Based on what I've learned in these Call of Duties, these guns, they don't shoot right unless you control the recoil in them. Based on what I see so far, off the mini-map a little bit. No cons. The only one that has a con in this, and this is not that bad of a con. But I'm not going to go with this, because even though it makes it stronger and all of that stuff, it doesn't control the recoil. And my guess is the recoil is probably severe. It helps with the kickback. This one seems better. I'm gonna go with this for now. It does have another underbarrel here, right? Yeah. So now that I got the swing of things, let me turn the music up a little bit now, because before it was just like kind of like draining. Okay. So now it's not so quiet. I mean, now it's manageable at least. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna go with this because this one gives me both. I'm not sure if bullet velocity is better or damage range is better. This one gives me both. So I'm gonna go with both until I do more research. Okay. So now on the barrel, horizontal, let me work with this horizontal recoil. Okay, all of this is locked anyway, okay. I'm gonna go with this one because no cons, and this one helps me with aim steadiness. This one just helps me with the aim steadiness. This one helps me with the horizontal control. This one helps me with both. So I'm gonna go with this. I got 3 more slots to work with. Let me see something. I like seeing infrared. That works for me the most. And the last thing I want to work on is honestly, I'm thinking about just having one less perk and building my gun better because to me I think it was worth a trade-off, and it was worth the trade-off in Cold War because they gave you 3 extra perks. This one gives you 1 extra perk. Don't think it's highly worth it. Yeah. Okay. To lose 1 perk to gain 3 attachments might be worth it in this. Okay. So now I got 4 more slots to work with now. So you gotta look at the pros and the cons on this thing. No. This looks like it makes the most sense. You get 3. See, it's kind of hard. I'm used to seeing it a little bit differently. But basically, this gives me like 3 pings of extra ammo without no cons. So I'm looking at my overall magazine size. I get 10 more. My sprint to fire goes down a little bit with this. Sprint to fire goes down a lot with that. Aim down sight. And it looks like it's the same amount of ammo. It makes the most sense to go with this to me, unless I'm told otherwise. Um, 3 more slots. So I got 3 slots out of these 4. So one of them is going to be least important. And I think it's going to be the laser. Laser. Visible. 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 Alright. So that's easy pick. I'm not going with the laser then. So I'm going to go with this, this, and this. So starting with the rear grip. Aim down sight. Jump aiming. Sight speed. Sprint to fire. None of these really have cons. Let me see. None of these have cons at all. Am I just tripping, or does it seem like you have less cons and more pros on this particular Call of Duty? Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I'm seeing so far. So this one gives you a little bit of everything. Sprint to fire, aim down sight, jumping and jumping side swipe, firing. That's if you're jumping all over the place, I guess. Aim down sight. Drive to shoot speed. I'm not even sure what that is. To me, I think that makes more sense for people to do a lot of jumping and all of that stuff. I'm not doing any of that stuff, so this one gives you the most aim down sight. So I think I'm going to care more about aim down sight. Okay. Stock. Let me guess, no cons, right? No cons. I don't have to worry about the flinching. Hip fire, movement, yeah. Messes up my recall. Well, this gives me an idea. If this is gonna help me with my bullet recall, my bullet velocity. If that's gonna help me with my bullet velocity, then that means I could just focus on the damage range with this. Or I can increase the bullet velocity even further. No, I'm gonna have it still have damage range, bullet velocity here, and that other bullet velocity. It's gonna be like a 4-part bullet velocity to a 2-part damage range. That way I'm still increasing the damage range a little bit. Customize it. I'm gonna put a camo on there from zombies. I don't know how many I unlocked, but I know I maxed the gun out. This would have been cool if I had this unlocked, but it's not a big deal. I'll just make it look like this. Okay. Now, my secondary weapon. This is a fully automatic pistol, so I'll go with this. Okay. I'm guessing it's not dual reel. Okay, I'm guessing it's not. So let me just start here. Let me guess, no cons, right? Okay. Bullet velocity, bullet range. If it's not messing with my recoil, then it might be worth it. But it's not controlling it either. So let's see. Yeah, this is bullet velocity, bullet range, but it's also not messing up my it's gonna mess up. It's probably not gonna control the recoil at all, but at the same time, it's gonna be up close and personal. So. Honestly, I never know which one to pick, right? That's the honest truth. So this does a little bit of both. I might change it later, but this is what I'm going right now. Okay, at least all of these have cons, at least. Not that I want a con, it's just that not having a con is like weird to me. You gotta keep the game balanced. Let's sprint to fire. I'm not worried about that too much. Aim down sight. Reload fast. Sprint to fire. But I have less ammo. This gives me the biggest magazine. I don't really need the biggest magazine. It might be better for me not to put on a magazine at all. Let me see. I got 3 more slots. I'm scared. Might come back for that, but for right now, I'm gonna skip it. None of these have cons. That's why I wanted to check first. All right. No, it does have dualies on here. I think I'm gonna try without it being dually first. This helps me with my recoil if I have any. I got more and more slot. This helps me with my recoil control, so it shouldn't be that out of control. Let me check something real quick. See, I almost would rather not go with a magazine at all if okay. All right. Shooting good. Let me just check it out real quick. Okay, kicks up to the right a little bit. So if I got into a gunfight with somebody, the recoil's out of control. I don't like the infrared on this because it doesn't cover the whole thing. I don't like the way the infrared looks on. I think the infrared is much better on Cold War than it is on here. It doesn't cover the whole gun, so you can really lock in. So since I can't do that, it's like, what's the point? Let's see. I'm gonna try this. The recoil is, I gotta control it better. I thought I was controlling it though. Take a second look at this. I think it's worth leaving this on because I gotta be able to have some type of damage, or it's not even worth having a second weapon. And I put this on specifically to help with the recoil on this gun. Makes my fire rate faster, but at the cost of recoil. Bullet velocity, damage. The time to kill will probably be way faster though. The recoil is still terrible on this gun. The recoil is mad terrible on this gun. Kicks to the right. You know what? The recoil is so terrible on this gun, I'm gonna have to switch to another gun. Let me go to the XM4. Maybe that gun, the recoil is a little bit easier to control. Okay. You can have a powerful gun, but to me, the way I see it is, what good is it if it can't control it? Bullet velocity.